In this section, we are going to create our blog archive page. Now, when we navigate to our blog page over here, nothing shows up. So how do we create our blog archive page to look just like this over here on our demo website? To get started, we are simply going to go back here in our Elementor editor. We're going to exit back to the dashboard, and we are going to go straight over here on our blog page, and we're going to say edit page, and we'll say edit with Elementor. Now to get started, we are going to first of all add our hero section. For example, this is our first hero section. Then we have another section that summarizes what someone should expect in our blogs and blog archive. And then our blog archive shows up. And then we have our call to action. So to get started, obviously, we are going to come back here to our home page. We are going to copy this section over here and come to our blog archive page. And we will paste this section that we just copied. And then we're going to rename it as blog hero. We will choose another picture. So by coming over here to the style, we'll delete this picture and then we add another photo. We'll upload our image. Right, so now we have our background image. I'm going to reposition this image. Under style, position is going to be bottom center, and want it to cover just like that. When you look here on our blog archive, we only have one icon list. So we are going to come back here. We're going to delete this. And we will change this to my stories. We'll change the icon to newspaper. And as well reduce the height of the section. So in this case, I'll not use the minimum height. I'll just leave it to the default height. So far so good. I'll update. Next, I'm going to add over this section over here. It's a 3-column section with heading widgets and a text editor. So I'll come back here, add a section, 3-column section. We need to add our widgets, heading widget, and our text editor widget. So in the heading widget, I simply give it our secondary font style, and for the text editor widget, we leave everything on default. So I'll simply just duplicate, just copy and paste this here, change the content. All right, so I've updated the content. Next, I'm going to add some padding at the top and the bottom. So I'll select my section, come to advanced padding, I'll unlink, and for the top I'll put 20, and for the bottom I'll as well add 20. Doesn't look like it's enough. I'll make it maybe a 40, and at the same time top make it a 40. All right, so this looks nice and neat so far. I'll update. Next, we're going to add this other section where we kind of add a filter for our tourist destinations and also add our blog archive. I'll come back here to my editor. I'll add my section. It's a 1-column section. Come over here, grab our premium blog widget, drag it into our section. Start by customizing this. I'll change the skin to modern. Offset, I'll make it -20. I'll leave this to be even. And the columns, I'll make them 3 columns. I'll make the query or the post per page to be actually 6 posts to show up over right here on our archive page. Nothing to do under the query. Come over here to the featured image. Leave this to be full. Overlay effect will be none. And the hover effect, we are going to leave it to be bright. I'll make the height to be 350. And the thumbnail fit is going to be cover. Shape divider is none. All right. So under the display options, we'll leave it here at H2. Row spacing will make it 30. And column spacing will make it 50. And we'll center align our content. So under our post options, the post excerpt is going to be 33. And we don't want to show the comments meta. So we only have this over here. And now we come over here to the advanced settings. We are going to enable the filter tabs, and we use the filter tabs, we use our categories as our filter. This is what I'm trying to talk about right now, and we're going to align that to the right hand side. We don't want to open this in a new tab. So under pagination, we're going to enable that. Just look down below here, and we want to limit to 5 pages. We want the word previous and next to be visible, and we want to align that to the center. So now I'll update. Now let's go and style up our blog archive to look something similar to this one over here. So we come over here to the style. We will start with the filter. We'll leave everything here on the default 14,400 for the font weight, and the background color, we don't need that, so I'll just simply move that to the transparent. Border will stay none, and the padding here is going to be 10 to the right and 30 to the bottom, something like that. Oh wait, under typography we'll have to make sure the text transformation is uppercase. So for our image, when I hover over this image, you see we have a plus kind of animation showing up. I don't want that, so the plus icon color, I'm going to come over here to the color, and I'll make sure that I zero that out so it doesn't appear anymore. So come to our title, typography, it's going to be 20, and it will be 600 for the font weight. Hover color will be our main color but transparent. For our metadata, we're going to come back here and change that to actually 400, and it will be a very smaller font size, which should be 14, even 12. For our content box, the background color is going to be our off-white, and the padding will be 30 all over. Text color will be our secondary color. The box section, we are not doing anything over there apart from removing the background color. We don't want anything as the background color for our box. Pagination color over here is going to be our off-white. Border radius will be 10. Padding, a 10-15 would work well. So far looks nice and neat. I'll update. We're going to add our global section from our templates. Come over here to templates, my templates. We add our call to action travel hacking template. Also import the document settings to the template. Yes, that's what I want to do. Then also look into the responsive settings of this section. So I'll simply click over here on my responsive mode, select my laptop as a first device. I have to add some padding on this first section, padding and link. I'll add a 40 all over. I think I'll also do the same for the next section, but only now in the sides, right and on the left. Leave the last section. I'll update. I'll now look into the extra tablet. I think I can reduce further on the column width. So I'll select my widget, come here to the content, and for the column offset, let me look into the tablet mode itself. Oh, I forgot to remove something in the background. When I grab here my navigator, you realize that in the blog hero, we still have our Renzori heading, which we don't want now to show up in our other hero sections. So what I'm going to do is I'll delete this heading, move this icon list up here, and now delete this hero section because I don't need it. I'll select my icon list, come to advanced and link, give it a top padding of 600 pixels, something like that. This looks nice and neat, and we don't have that background heading over right there. Sorry about that. I had actually not taken keen interest in noticing about the background. Well and good. So let's go back to our responsive settings for the tablet. For the laptop, still look good over there. Let's look into our tablet extra, looking good as well. Now let's look into our tablet itself. Looking good. Now let's look into our mobile extra. It looks good as well. For the alignment, for our filter, actually I'm going to align this to the center for all the mobile devices. This is okay. Okay, this is now okay as well. This is as well fine. Now let me go to the mobile. Right here now we have to do something. For the blog hero, if we add some padding over there, 500, let me see. We may decide to reposition our image for the background. So I am going to reposition this back to the icon list. I'll reduce this further to 400, something like that. This section looks fine. So I'll select my other widget, which is the post widget. Come to the style. I'll reduce on the padding. That looks fine so far. I think I'm also going to reduce on the padding of the section itself. The column, I remove the padding, come back over here. For the content offset to something like 60, negative 60. Featured image, height will reduce a little bit. Reduce that to a 250. The row spacing, reduce that. I'll remove the row spacing to 1. I'll reduce a little bit also on the size of the headings. So coming over here to style, title, reduce a little bit on the titles, metadata as well, and the content. We remove all the padding and we'll make it to be 10 all over. I'll reduce our intro text to instead 12, and over here 12 pixels. I'll update. Looks like we are done with our blog archive page. So now that we are done creating our blog archive page, now let us go and assign it to be as our blog archive page on our website, so that when someone goes to the blog page, for example, our website .online/blog, they should be taken directly to the blog archive page, just like you see over here. And how do you enable that? You simply just come back over here to your dashboard, and under settings, come to reading settings, and just make sure that the posts page is set to be the blog page, and you'll simply save changes. After saving changes, now we can come back here to our home page. Now when we click on the blog menu icon, it should take us to our blog archive page. So now we've set up our home page, our blog page. Now let's jump straight into another section of this tutorial where we are going to be creating our about page.